We have a question here from Rushan asking whether there is a way to boost one's uh, fundamental knowledge in a fast way. What's the quickest way to get to grips with the fundamentals? And I think this is a great way, Rushan. And I think, answering this question, we need to basically differentiate between the knowledge aspect and the application aspect. So you'll often hear people use the cliche of, knowledge is power. But when it comes to trading, that really isn't the case, but rather the application of knowledge that is the most important thing. So you see, knowing about various asset classes and how they're correlated and how they're interconnected, and knowing how data influences the market and how monetary policy influences the market, all of that information is very important knowledge for you to learn. But the honest truth is that, getting to grips with these various concepts, it's just not going to take a day or a week or even a month. It really takes time to really get to grips and understand how all of these fundamental things fit together. And then the next step after that is, after you have the knowledge, how do you actually apply it in your trading? And if I had to start all over again from scratch and I needed to help someone to get to grips with the fundamentals in the fastest possible way, basically reducing that learning curve, I would just start with firstly following the daily opening news briefings that we have in the terminal. So going to the must read section, opening up your daily European news and your US opening news, going through all of that. These briefings are really worth gold because they give you a ton of information about cross asset class movements, what's moving the market right now. And I mean, yes, to be honest, sometimes this can be a little bit too much information for a beginner to comprehend. But that is exactly where the dominant currency sentiment theme reports come in. So after these reports, we normally release our dominant currency sentiment theme report. And this basically takes all of that information, but it basically filters it down into the most important things that you need to know right now. And the great thing about learning this way is that the information is current. You see, if you go study theoretical knowledge about inflation and growth and employment and geopolitics and all those things, all of that will no doubt be useful. But if you study it, like purely theoretical knowledge, you'll probably forget about it in the next day or the next week. But imagine if you learn about the importance of inflation when there is actually something happening in the market right now that is focused on inflation. That's the best way to really get to grips with these things. You see, learning while you go inside the terminal is so valuable because you basically learn new things as they happen in the market. So you're a live participant while you're learning. So you have actual market examples of things happening right now, which is just awesome. So for me, that is one of the most effective ways to learn the fundamentals. And it's not only limited to the fundamentals. That's also where we have the video commentary, which is also useful. So the video commentary goes past just the fundamental aspect itself, but also incorporates the technicals into it as well. So it basically takes the two methodologies and combines it. So it takes the cue from the fundamentals on the direction we want to be trading, and then basically overlays that onto the charts to find the highest probability opportunities, and it teaches you why we have a particular bias on something. So just telling you I'm bearish on the euro versus the US dollar, that doesn't really help you because you need to wait for me to tell you that I'm bearish on it. But telling you I'm bearish on the euro versus the US dollar because ABC helps you to formulate your own bias eventually, because when you have that same particular setup for other currencies, you'll know exactly how that can influence a bias. And apart from that, the other place, where I think you can get a ton and ton of awesome info is inside the new video library we have inside the terminal. So if you go to the video library tab and you open up the video Q&A archives, these questions, it's not random questions. They were asked by you guys, right? They're asked about by the subscribers, and they're asking us about actual things happening in the markets right now during live conditions. And that means the examples and explanations are given from actual market events, or while certain topics are in focus. And it's once again a great way to learn while things are happening. So for example, in today's session, we had initial jobless claims coming out, which could have had the potential to move the markets. Now, after the event happened, we actually had a subscriber asking us for more clarity on that specific event, and that was such a perfectly timed question because it's fresh. It's in everybody's minds. We just had the initial jobless claims. and it's something that happened an hour ago, and is a great time to quickly provide some insights and learn something new about a particular event or about a particular aspect of the fundamentals. So for me, Rishan, using these sources is my advice to really is it, as the quickest way I would go about shortening my learning curve with the fundamentals. And not only getting the theoretical side down of it, but also understanding how it can be applied in real trading perspectives and real trading environments. So I hope that helps. Any other questions, as always, don't hesitate to let us know.